I have to talk about the moment in the play that just destroyed me. I mean, I was like, just could not stop crying. I was such a mess. So it was Dear Theodosia, which is where two men sit on stage and sing essentially this incredibly tender love song to their children, and they talk about what being a father means to them, how it was so much more than or beyond what they had even expected. And I guess in the midst of all the politics and the bloodshed and whatever else, this just really felt like the heart of the play for me.
Yeah.
And it felt like a very unusual portrayal. I feel like I very rarely see men in plays and in movies talk emotionally about what being a father like means to them.
I think it's compounded by the fact that neither of these men grew up with their fathers.
Right.
You know, so it's these guys, you know, to me the line that kind of wrecked me while I was writing was, my father wasn't around, I swear that I'll be around for you.
It kills me.
Because that's whether you grew up with your parents or not,
I think
you aim to fix, you aim to fix whatever your childhood wasn't, and you make mistakes of your own, and you're destined to. It's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so that notion of, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do my best is, you know, that's what broke my heart in the writing of that. That was sort of finding, you know, I found my way to that song because I realized both these guys had kids at the same time, and both these guys don't have a father to relate their experience to.
Right.
And so that was immensely, it also, you know, it came at a very weird time in my life. I wrote that song. People always go, oh, you wrote that song for your child. No, I wrote that song 3 years before I had a kid. You know, sometimes there's just those weeks where everything in your life changes. I've never told this story before. I was on vacation in the Dominican Republic. I was with my wife's family. My wife's aunt was in the final stages of ALS, which is, you know, incurable and so far. And we were just kind of waiting for the news to hit. She lives in Austria, and so it was a vacation, but it was also, we had this news that was hanging over us, and so the family was very tense and trying to make the best out of the vacation. At the same time all this happened, this tiny stray puppy jumped on my wife's beach chair, licked her ankle, and gave her these pleading eyes. My wife is a lifelong cat person and like changed teams in that moment.
Oh no!
And it was like,
oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! I really want a puppy.
Oh, I want this puppy. And we said, all right, well, if it comes back tomorrow, it's ours, because it played with us all day, followed us around all day. Let it go. Came back with a sister.
Oh no! Oh no! So now
that day, Vanessa's aunt passes away. Vanessa's, you know, we're all distraught and we're crying, and, you know, Vanessa's mother, who has just lost her sister, and we have these two sister puppies that we're taking care of, and we're like, well, they're coming home with us, and so we brought the puppies home. We found a home for the sister. We kept Toby, which is Spanish for ankle. And in that week, I wrote Dear Theodosia. It was like the calm in my life. Like, my life was a weird storm, and that was the calm in my life, was going to like these men and writing this like love song. So people go, oh, your child. I go, oh, yeah, my dog.
It's about a dog.
It's about my dog.
I love that. And isn't it so much the case that our animals are our training ground for,
I need to ask you some questions before we run out of time.
Okay, fine.
I'm aware that this might be on the internet, and the number one question I get asked, because the fandom is real, is we have to sort the founders into Hogwarts houses.
Okay, because obviously I'm Hermione, I had to plan this out. I have it on paper.
All your questions being solved, kids. You can thank me on the Twitter.
Okay, so it was very difficult for me to sort Eliza and Angelica.
Okay. And by the way, none of this like half this, half this.
No.
Like, if you're doing that, you're cheating. You have to live in one house.
It's true. You can't live in two houses. One house. So I had initially put Eliza in Ravenclaw and Angelica in Gryffindor, and then I decided to switch them.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I think Eliza would be Gryffindor, and I think Angelica would be Ravenclaw. And Angelica for Ravenclaw because she's all brain. she makes that decision about Hamilton. She assesses the situation. She decides to do the smart thing rather than follow her heart.
Yeah.
Whereas Angelica, to me, just feels like all heart, all courage. So that was why I did that.
Awesome. Who else you got?
I've got Aaron Burr, who is obviously Slytherin. Just all ambition.
When you reply to this on Twitter, please just put the gif of her raising her hand in the movie. That would be the appropriate thing.
That would be the appropriate thing. Oh, me, I have the answers. I know. Yeah, so Aaron Burr, Slytherin. He's Switzerland, just waiting on the sidelines.
You said there was a case to be made.
There was a case to be made. There was a case to be made for Hufflepuff. Love it. And there's a case because I feel like as a young man, if Aaron could have grown or developed, or like he could have, but he kind of, he could have developed, but he didn't. So Slytherin. He could have gone in Hufflepuff's direction, but didn't. Hamilton, Gryffindor.
Yeah.
For me, he's all authenticity, all courage, all authentic.
And I will tell you the one thing that backs your argument, and then I'll tell you what your co-star said, which was different, was that as a soldier, his nickname was the Little Lion, which is the Gryffindor.
This makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but I asked Daniel Radcliffe when he came to the show. I said, "So please sort Hamilton into a house." And he went, "Ravenclaw, definitely."
Why though?
Like that quickly.
But why?
I don't know. I know he said.
Call him about this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to ask him that. Okay. Well, I have to ask you two very quick things.
Okay.
One quick thing. One of my favorite lines in the play is when Hamilton says to Aaron Burr, speaking of Slytherin, "If you don't stand for something, what will you fall for?"
Yeah.
And I just love that because it's so emblematic of the idea that being on the sidelines is a decision. It's not like you can just, because it allows, even if what's happening around you isn't in line with your personal beliefs, by not actively standing against it, you're allowing those things to continue. Yeah,
I remember for Martin Luther King's birthday this year, I was asked to read a speech, and there was a quote that has been resonating with me even today, which is, "There is such a thing as being too late."
Yes, there is.
And that is that's something that's really true, and that's something that we play with Hamilton and Burr. In terms of when do you act, when do you keep your opinions to yourself?
Yeah, when do you keep your cards close to your chest?
Hamilton couldn't help himself.
He couldn't. And he wears his heart on his sleeve like I do. Where I have to.
And the tragedy in the way we tell it is the time Burr acts and Hamilton doesn't, one kills the other. They're not static over the course of the show. They change. Like Burr becomes more in his expression for power and his expression for political mobility. Yeah. He becomes more Hamiltonian, and Hamilton through tragedy sort of retreats.
Yeah. Do you see yourself in Hamilton?
I see myself in all of them. I see myself in Angelica. It was great fun being Angelica. I mean, the fun of writing is you get to be all of them.
You get to be everyone. You get to be all the
some of these songs, that would be enough. I'll tell you another very personal story. I wrote that song, probably the fastest song I wrote for the show. I wrote it in 45 minutes. Eliza needed to say it. I had another song I was trying to write, and then I was like, oh, Eliza needs to say this now. And I wrote that song, and I played it for my wife, tears running down my face. And she looked at me because she is not in the business, and she goes, oh, is that what you wish I would say to you?
Is that what you wish I would say to you?
And I go, no, it's what I say to you. I mean, it's actually my letter to her. So he for she.
Okay, that's amazing. Everyone should read the lyrics to that song. Okay.
But yeah, that's actually my love letter to my wife.
That makes me like you a lot. That's great. I'm gonna go listen to that after this and just cry. So other than this, I have to ask, you're an amazing freestyler.
Yes.
You can just do this.
And you're an amazing beatboxer. This is great.
He's lying. He's lying. I'm okay.
Well, what I said was, I'm happy to freestyle if you beatbox.
If I beatbox, okay, but show me how. What am I doing?
Okay, first let's just see. No instruction.
Oh no.
Just from what you've seen, I know you've seen a lot of beatboxing. I'm sure they were beatboxing on set during those movies. Every young man tries it.
English school kids. That's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
We just beatbox.
Right.
Okay, this is gonna be so bad.
It's gonna be awesome.
Do I cover my mouth?
Yeah, just for my sake. Yeah.
Do I do this just so I don't spit at you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
it's sort of
great.
like the spit guard.
This is gonna be so embarrassing.
Okay, what am I freestyling about?
Gender equality.
Fantastic.
It's International Women's Day. It's he for she.
Yeah.
Gender equality, feminism. Are you a feminist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that. Great.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, back to this.
We can talk to
We can talk in a minute. Okay, so what kind of beat do you want? Slow or fast?
Whatever you got.
This is gonna be bad. Okay.
This is gonna be amazing.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah. Yo, it's Lynn, and I have to laugh. How can we not be equal? We're like half. Like women are like half of the people on earth. And yes, they should have been equal since birth. That means all day, every day, equal pay, every way. Okay, are we really okay? Oh my gosh. Yo, this beatboxing is fantastic. Beasts, where to find them. Yo, I'm drastically changing the narrative. Look at it, you kept going. And oh my gosh, I love watching this keep flowing. Holy cow. This is such a meme. Thank you. This is the Beatbox Dream Team.
I'm so embarrassed right now.
Wait,
I'm literally the color of like a tomato. I'm so red. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
Thank you. That was the best ever.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, love you. Thank you.
Beatboxing.
Everyone go see the play, and no one ever asked me to do that ever again. These are the lengths that I will go to for gender equality.